Film's opening narrative in a three adorable students were in the lesson. Were gangsters in school and the largest called Young-soo as a sister. She informed her fellow students that 31,000 won in protection costs had to be paid a week's salary if it wasn't delivered. She would have been violent after repeatedly hearing her say things like this. Students believe she might be nervous and there is nobody for whom to use the funds. Additionally, her factions walked to claim money. Two male students who were seated but the male pupil did not offer any cash. But also took his hand for hat tacking and leave it alone. The male student was prepared to address her when Young-soo, but she was walking toward him and one leg was dragged across the center of the chest. A second male student is about to stand up and aid his pal, but Young-soo is additionally smacked one hand. She was incredibly strange to see, like this helped her become a class leader. She continued by saying, "Who dares not pay any additional money? Observe the faces of the class's whole enrollment is really frightened of Young-soo." Moreover, Young-soo conversed with a lovely student in her class was Young-jun. "If you're a gorgeous girl," Young-soo inquired of you. Yet Young's suspicion was that she appeared not that pretty. Young-jun responded, "That's true and I wasn't actually gorgeous." Nevertheless, Young-soo said, "No, she was extremely attractive when not in studies time. I kind of wanted to meet you." Returning the gaze to a female wearing spectacles. Sua is a prominent character in this woman persona in this film. She and Young-jun are good friends. Increasingly dissatisfied with Young's performance thus acted upon by Sua saw as she exited the classroom. Young-jun sat and sobbed inconsolably. Was made aware of Young maltreatment. Sue's Young-jun was asked by Sua if Young-soo was aware. Are they going, abuser? I'll follow them. Immediately tell me what you did in response, but don't go, Young-jun advises. I don't want to. Really want you to have difficulty with the law and be treated poorly like me. According to Young-soo, Young-jun. Don't go, Young-jun advises. I don't want to. Really want you to have difficulty with the law and be treated poorly like me. According to Young-soo, Young-jun. When she came for Young appointment sus as a material team defeated her. Sua entered and addressed the younger. Hey gang. What are y'all doing with the female student who beat Young friend earlier? Jun approached Sua and made fun of her. Hit Sua, but Sua did not react as expected. Young-jun. She reclaimed her hands. Sua was prepared to grab Young-jun by the hands. However, Young-soo was knocked back inside the chamber, her chest toward the center, to the wall. In the meantime, a different player student walked as well as telling Young-soo that you have ceased being abusive toward others. Young-soo responded, If you were powerful, you would approach each additional to me." They clashed and glanced at each other as well. Regardless of the number, back at each other hands persevered. Young-soo fought for a brief period of time. Remarked that you left quickly today. I am, with one exception. Sua and her pals also departed the space. She didn't want to make a huge deal. Problem. They also leave the institution and proceed to the woman who assisted them at the stairs when the person known as Sun He saw her. Powerful due to her boxing training. As soon as she down the steps and inadvertently ran across Sun's sister, she likewise observed her friend Sua and Young-jun rode together with enthusiasm. For a brief period of time, Sua cleaned her up. A return home. When Sua departed, the face of Young-jun instantly turned and gazed pounded. Shiwad looked very lonely when I was a young kid. When she got home, she wasn't really aware. Relating to the self-housing opening, the entertainment space appeared to be very mess. She abruptly disagreed with her mother. She left her house as well, although she was unsure places to sleep while eating. She also fell into the mat. As she walked, Noodles spotted her. Following their conversation, Sua took to Yoonjun's house as she dined with Sua's folks. Looked like joy in a welcoming farm to her. Sua was going to Sun Hai's the following day. When she got home, she noticed Sun Hai's brother tries to train for a fight. Sun Hai at the upstairs, my brother said. As she made her way upstairs, she tried to actually engage in boxing to Young-soo's team was scaled back. Seated in the classroom, in reality, and the older brother behind them, the oldest brother of the three men was there. The squad leader is in the school, a man with golden hair. Then, the gold-haired man instructed, Young-soo, if you need to make a lot of claims they give you money, you must be difficulty because she lacks the guts. Young-soo oppose big brother or just agree to it. After that, Young-soo introduced Young-jun into the bathroom. She declared, now I'm willing to be close to you. Young-jun is quite pleased since starting now on, she is not mistreated anymore, but nothing is as she had imagined. Young-jun was abruptly pushed by Young Pal. Sus into the bathroom, swore at her, and said we had no time for friendship. Yunjun left the situation in an awkward manner. And she believed nobody could assist her. Her Suo felt upon returning to class. Are you okay? She worriedly inquired. Yes, I am, Eng Yunjun retorted, but in her she no longer desires to in her heart. Because she has always been. Learn here she has been abused, but she has never come forward. To SUA and her came out of school. Another friend came over so they could chat. How to deal with subpar students. Sun Hai likewise advises that we take this to Master Sua and her concur, and she claims that true, it's a pretty good approach. Su approached the master and informed everyone. But had the stories to acknowledge it was there was nothing strange, merely normal. As you listen is in great need of help when a master has none responsibility. Sun Hai's brother, on the other hand, the big brothers called my older brother stated that I wanted him to obtain incorporated into our group since they were aware that Sanhai's brother incredibly talented in the ring with her brother refused and took their hits, but the son brother of Hai was assaulted across the room. The man with the golden hair stood up and said, are you sure you won't join the group? Join us, you ought to be aware of better, and if what kind of outcomes do you achieve when you disagree with us? They also compete against one another, looking good. No one gives up on either side. Both Sun the brother of Hai also commented. My brother was really powerful. Sua visited Sun Hai's the following day. To train boxing with his sibling the brother concurred, and they began. Using martial arts against the adversary he advised her to attempt kicking when kicking with one foot, and he stated how impressive her leg strength is. Strong. She reminded him of someone who had trained previously. The following day they put in a lot of practice. Suo received a kick to the stomach. Brother of Sun Hai's abdomen. He expressed regret when the training was over. I done this to Sua and informed her about it. Keep you steadfast and keep it in mind. All of what I taught you as the brother left. Suo replied to Sun Hai, since he dislikes you and me that he hit me so severely. Sun Hai responded, saying that wasn't true. Although he did this only to keep you powerful. Sua visited Yunjun's mother one night. And she reassured Yunjun, Aunt, don't worry. Let me look after her. Both of us are extremely close. To hearing this, mother of the young Jun was overjoyed. As a result of her daughter's excellent friend Youngsu's faction, though, was listening in. And was aware that this was Yunjun's store. Mama shop. They also distributed unhealthy meals throughout the enough space to harm Yunjun's mum even snapped a photo and forwarded it to it was a terribly awful idea, Yunjun. Disgusting. Youngjun witnessed the image after which she hurried and saw her mother there. Cleaning the space. The following day during school, Jun and Sua they also encountered each other while they group of Youngsus they urged their young kid repeatedly when they learned that this Suil intended to attack but was ordered not to by Yunjun. Cause issues. Sua joins Sun for training each day. Brother of Hai. Each time she gets ready for practice, she dressed up and applied makeup for Sanhai. Since she is able to care for herself, her while training him, gets a crush on him. Brother of Hai had a strong interest in her. However, Sun Hai was on time. Sua made her way to Yunjun's desk in the classroom. She glanced at her phone while seated and also checked her phone to see if she had received a threat. Multiple occasions by Youngsu. She went to see him after getting this SMS. Yunjun and inquired as to how long you conceal the issue. Yunjun responded while crying. That I made the decision to do this because I not want others to harm you the way they have hurt me, do you get it? Sua then consoled Yunjun with a heartfelt hug. Sua added that no one would dare to hurt. I don't want to wait around for you anymore. To assist you constantly, so don't worry. The following day, Yunjun, who was seated in the classroom, was mistreated by kids. Suspicion. Sua arrived at that time and observed that. She was a lot angry. She left the room. Spectacles and threw one leg back. The pupil yelled, you don't know who I'm doing. Sua remained silent but hit her multiple times. More often, much to her astonishment. Classmates. Everyone was visibly shocked as they did not anticipate Sua would have the guts to do this. Sua and her pals were out for a stroll when Youngsu and her company arrived unexpectedly. In person they barely speak, only fighting. Youngsu believes Sua is incapable of combat. But contrary to what she believed, they fought. For a while with each other without any winners, they came to a halt and made and how to battle one by one and prevail and fail. After that, Sua put in a lot of effort. Had training but they were facing each other. They began fighting, and Sua was also injured. With one hand on his hip, by a Young-soo stomach, but it didn't bother her because she had Suo worked hard to retaliate against Young-soo and she kicked Young-soo in the leg, causing Young-soo to fall to the ground. Young-soo appears to be hurt and angry. And she is no longer as proud as she once was. She is powerless to act. Now it is clear who truly wins and who loses. Loses and SUA. She said, "I'll give you a week to collect the money you had previously demanded that all students participate them back." Thank you for watching the movie. Please remember to click while watching the subscribe button, comments, and thank you for sharing. Good luck and God bless.